Hey, I love RPGs, and there's probably a pretty good chance you do too since you clicked on this video. Well, I've said it before, but the Wii U, it didn't really have any. It had maybe 5 RPGs in the entire lifespan of the system, but ever since the Switch's launch, it has been the complete opposite, with the RPG floodgates being opened wide and us getting more RPGs on this system than I can count. And well, it really just makes a lot of sense having RPGs on this system because you can play it at home and then you can pick it up and you can play the games on the go and you can make progress in these lengthy RPG games wherever you are, whenever you want. So the genre is seeing a lot of success on this system with a ton more RPGs on the way. Now I've made videos reviewing a ton of these RPGs and you can watch those below. And I've also made videos about RPGs coming to the Switch and you can watch those down below because some of those aren't even out yet. But in this list, I'm going through a ton more RPGs coming to the system. So get ready, from old school RPGs getting remakes on the system or just brand new RPGs that you've never seen before. Let's put the Wii U library to shame even more by talking about these RPGs coming to the Switch. The first game I want to talk about today is The Princess Guide. The Princess Guide tells a unique story of 4 princess knights. In this RPG, you'll make choices that affect how the story unfolds. During conversations and battles, you'll have the ability to praise or scold your princess. You will get different outcomes in all 4 campaigns based on how you treat the princesses. This feature will ensure tons of replay value if you want to witness every possible ending for each campaign. The gameplay movement is in real time as you issue orders to your princess, then watch them battle with enemy armies on the battlefield. Each princess has a unique set of abilities to utilize during battles. The game's art style is very cutesy, with bubbly looking characters that are bursting with charm. It also features the original in-game Japanese voices with English text. You can praise or scold your princesses, damn it, in Q1 of next year. Why can't I say that word, princesses? It's not a word you have to say that often. Callieghoulia, Callie Effect Overdose. California Effect Overdose is an enhanced port of the previously exclusive PlayStation Vita game. It's an Atlas-published RPG that features a story wrote by the same guy who wrote Persona, Persona 2 Innocent Sin, and Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. Callieghoulia Effect Overdose is about a group of students who are trying to escape from a virtual world called Mobius. The world is run by a virtual pop star along with her group of evil music producers and an army of digiheads. In other words, it's a zany yet enthralling story that you would expect from a Persona writer. This game offers a turn-based battle system that is truly unique, where the timing is literally everything. In these battles, you can see how your string of attacks will work before you actually make them. You'll need to strategically plan out your attacks with all 4 teammates. You can even string together different fighters' attacks perfectly using a time slider to match them up, and that will result in critical hits. So if all this piques your interest, you can play this on your Switch next year on February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. So get your loved one Callieghoulia Effect Overdose. Just figure out how to pronounce it first so you don't look stupid when you walk into the game store and ask for it. The next one might excite a lot of you, and that's RPG Maker MV. I've always wanted to try the RPG Maker series, so I'm really excited for this one. Okay, it might not be Super Mario Maker, but it is the next best thing. Well, maybe the next best thing. I don't know if I'd go that far, but it's something where you can make stuff. RPG Maker MV isn't actually a role-playing game. Instead, it's a set of tools that let you create your very own RPG. It definitely counts for the list. This game lets you create your own game without all the tedious and infuriating coding of traditional game development. With an insane amount of graphical assets, you can create a huge variety of games. From high fantasy adventures to modern high school dramas, if you can dream it, you can make it. The game even lets you choose from a large selection of Japanese and English voices. You can also choose text in a number of languages: English, French, Italian, German, and Spanish. And something incredible about this game is that you're actually able to play the RPGs that people have made in the game without actually having the game. If you download the app RPG Maker MV Player, you can play the stuff that people have made again without owning the game. That blows my mind. It's the future, y'all, and we're a part of it. Maybe I'm too excited for that, but I think that's really cool. So you can create your very own clown school dating simulator or play literally hundreds of free RPG games in RPG Maker next March. Why are RPGs so hard to pronounce? Why am I so dumb that I can't pronounce any of these RPGs or the characters' names in the RPGs? Super Neptunia? RPG? No, it's fine. The title's on the screen. Are you guys ready? I'm about to attempt to do a trailer voiceover. At least the best one I can do. You'll see what I mean. In a world where 2D games reign supreme, an organization... Okay, I'm just gonna give up right there. An organization forces its citizens to churn out 2D games as offerings to their leader. Those who dare to use new technologies or those whose games don't meet their standards risk banishment to the soul-crushing trial grounds. If that doesn't intrigue you, I don't know what will. First off, this game features a beautiful 2D art style that's pure eye candy. I'm getting some serious Vanillaware vibes from the animation style, which is a fantastic thing. In this turn-based RPG, you explore gorgeously painted interactive dungeons. The game is heavily inspired by classic turn-based JRPGs and is even self-aware of that, with gaming culture jokes aplenty. During gameplay, your party's attack style changes based on the battle leader. You can switch between leaders in and out of battle. There are also elemental attacks to take advantage of during fights. Swapping leaders and utilizing these elemental attacks is the crux of the gameplay in this game, and I'm very excited to try it out for myself. Unfortunately, there's no current release date for this game, just that it's coming to Switch, so get excited to play it at some point. It's actually the case with a lot of these games coming to Switch that I talk about. So many of them are just hinted that they're coming, or they're announced that they're coming with no actual release date, to the point where my last RPG video, I think half of those games haven't been released yet, like Y2K or Yik2 or Yik-K or however you pronounce it. One that I'm really excited for. I'd really like a freaking release date. It might have one now, I should check. I'm not even gonna bother trying to pronounce this one. To spare myself my own embarrassment, the next game has a very long title with a lot of words. I'm not even gonna attempt it, it's just on the screen. There you go, that's the game. Let's talk about it. This series celebrates its 20th anniversary on the Nintendo Switch. While we here in the States have gotten a handful of the latest releases in this franchise, it actually has a long history of Japan-only releases. There have been over 60 games in this popular series, but this one right here... Okay, look, I'll try and pronounce it this one time, but I have to use my phone. Nelk and the legendary Alchemists, 8 layers of the New World. So, altogether, Nilk and the legendary Alchemist, 8 layers of the New World. That is 100% wrong. Anyway, this game is the first in the series on Switch. This new game in the series puts focus on a new town building mechanic, and the entire game is a love letter to previous games in the series, bringing back fan favorite characters. While all the previous games in the series feature traditional turn-based combat, this game seems to be putting more emphasis on running your town and building various landscapes. So I'm not yet sure if there are actually any RPG elements implemented in this version of the series. We are bound to find out more about the game in coming months. For you Tales of fans, you'll be excited to know that Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition is coming to the Switch. You can now relive the fantastic memories or experience this gem for the first time on Switch. Celebrate the 10th anniversary of this fan favorite JRPG in this, the definitive version. This updated version of Tales of Vesperia features enhanced high-definition graphics, new music tracks, mini-games, bosses, and even unreleased costume DLC. You're also getting content that was originally exclusive to Xbox 360, but now it's no longer because it's in this Switch version. Between its robust real-time combat system, gorgeous cel-shaded graphics that have aged splendidly, and the compelling story, this game is almost certainly worth jumping back into. And if you've never played this game, now is the perfect time, and you can play it in winter. I am so excited for winter. I'm sick of the heat. And we get to play this game in winter. Even more reason to be excited. The next game is actually 2-in-1. I don't know what that was. And those two games in this pack are Steven Universe Save the Light and OKKO Let's Play Heroes. Let's start with Steven Universe Save the Light, which is a video game based on the popular TV show on Cartoon Network, Steven Universe. I actually really like the art style of the Steven Universe TV show, and I'm happy to see it translated well into a video game. You can tell a lot of heart went into crafting the world in Save the Light, which is pretty surprising considering most licensed titles don't receive the same treatment. It's also fully voice acted, which only adds to the game's overall great presentation. And honestly, this game really does capture that charm of the cartoon and intertwines it with gameplay that is dynamic and pretty fun. If you like platforming, turn-based combat, or most importantly, the Steven Universe TV show, you might want to keep your eye on this bundle. And speaking of bundle, let's talk about the other game in said bundle. This next one is based on another Cartoon Network show, OKKO Let's Play Heroes. And the game is a retro-style beat-em-up that features light RPG elements. Explore the town of Lakewood Plaza and fight your way through side-scrolling stages to acquire POW cards that allow you to call in another character from the series for powerful attacks. This game is also quite satisfying in the graphics department. These two games are proof that you can take a license like a TV show or a movie, turn it into a video game, and not have it be pure garbage. And if you want to try them out for yourselves, you can this Halloween. Just make sure you put them down at night and go door knocking to get that sweet, sweet free candy. Don't miss out. I never got to go trick-or-treating because I was in Australia, and Australia barely does Halloween. I know some of you in Australia might be thinking to yourselves, we do Halloween. Yeah, not everyone, trust me. I went door knocking when I was a kid one time, and it was very sad. I got one wagon wheel and a caramel koala, and I'm pretty sure that was from my mom because she felt bad. Maybe the one I'm most excited for on the list, The World Ends With You Final Remix, is, I'm sure you all know, but coming to the Switch. If you never got around to playing the original, it's a highly stylized action RPG that uses touch-based combat. However, you can now play this DS gem using a controller for a more traditional experience. This remastered version of the Nintendo DS Classic features new remix music tracks, new enemies, and hours of brand new content. This version also includes an exclusive new scenario, making this the ultimate World Ends With You experience. The World Ends With You was loved by fans and critics everywhere back when it was released on the DS, mostly due to its fresh take on dual-screen combat, gorgeous comic book-like art style, and an incredible sound design. This is an RPG truly worthy of a remaster on a current video game platform, and you can play this game in October. Do you like RPGs? I think we established you do, or else you probably wouldn't be this far into the video. But do you also like puns? I'm hoping you do, or else you probably haven't had a good time during this video. And finally, do you like cats? I hope you do. Otherwise, you're dead inside. Well, the next game is for you, and it's called Cat Quest. Slash, dodge, and counter your way through enemies in real-time combat in this cute and stylish action-adventure RPG. This game goes all in with the cat puns, featuring locations like Kit Kat and Cat Patrol. The description alone is chock full of cat puns. Cat Quest is an open-world RPG set in the pawsome world of cats. In search for your cat-napped sister, you pounce into the massive continent of Feelingard, a world crafted in the style of overworld maps of yore and purring with cat-tastic characters, stories, and puns. I might be putting you guys off this game a little bit, but it's actually pretty fun. It's been on the eShop for a while, I've reviewed it, it's a good game, and I'm glad it's getting a physical release, puns or not. The game was released last year with an overwhelmingly positive fan reception with a 10 out of 10 user rating on Steam. But don't let the cutesy art style and all the cat puns deter you. Beneath all of that is actually a pretty detailed and fleshed out RPG. Next up, we have Labyrinth of Refrain. Labyrinth of Refrain is a dungeon crawling RPG with turn-based combat. You give orders to your allies and destroy your foes with special attack. You can also create your own puppet soldiers, which can have a plethora of different jobs. Labyrinth of Refrain features a vibrant anime art style that is certain to impress. The Nintendo Switch is really starting to become the ultimate RPG machine, as I said earlier, taking the portable throne away from the PlayStation Vita, while simultaneously racing neck and neck with the PlayStation 4 on home console territory. I wouldn't be surprised if we start getting more JRPGs exclusively on Nintendo Switch with the success of Octopath Traveler. And as for Labyrinth of Refrain, Coven of Dusk, it's another welcome addition to the growing RPG library on Switch. Command your very own puppet soldiers on on September 18th. The next two were late additions to the list. It was originally going to be 10 RPGs, and then these ones just got announced, starting with Grandia HD. Grandia is an RPG series developed by Game Arts and was initially published by ESP Software. The original Grandia released on the Sega Saturn, and it was later ported to the PlayStation in 1999. These classic JRPGs have garnered a niche following over the past 20 years. So the announcement of these two beloved titles got the longtime fans of the series ecstatic. And this really does again play into the Switch being the king of RPGs at this point, with so many of them seeing this much success, and really Octopath being that shining example. Now we're seeing people just wanting to throw RPGs on the system and see what sticks, and a lot of it is sticking. Grandia's 2D sprites on a 3D overworld just never seems to age, and it still looks incredible today. I'm very eager to see how this game looks in HD. Unfortunately, there is no gameplay for these updated versions yet, as well as no release info. But we do have PAX West to look forward to, as they're supposedly going to have a gameplay demo of Grandia 2 available there, so I'm really excited to see how that turns out. And that brings us to LAN Griesa 1 and 2. LAN Griesa 1 and 2, I don't care. Another classic series being remastered in HD. LAN Griesa is a tactical role-playing series that features beautiful top-down 16-bit gameplay and large-scale battles that let you control over 30 characters on the battlefield. These remakes will have new character designs, updated mechanics, and more. New information on the titles is set to be revealed on August 29th. And the development studio is said to have around 50% of the game completed, so we can probably expect a late 2019 release. So I look forward to adding those RPGs to my collection when they release, but what about you guys? Did you like the games you saw today? What was your favorite one, and did I miss any? Let me know all of that down below. Subscribe while you're down there because I'd really appreciate it, and we become best friends. Click or tap on this video right here because it was probably better than this one. I really do have to breathe in my videos more often. There are giveaways as always down below. Follow me on Twitch. I stream every Monday. I'm twitching now. I'm a Twitcher now. So follow me there and you'll see me on every Monday. And finally, I'd just like to say RPGs are amazing. Let me tell you a story from my childhood. Oh, I have no time.